Brothers and...
Hey, this is Daniel. Whoa.
Well, hey, first of all, thank you and congratulations for making it in. And we want to welcome you to our live 100,000 subscribers celebration
Right,
show.
don't congratulate them. Congratulate us. This is all about us.
No, it's
and
not
our
about us.
accomplishment.
Definitely not us.
Forget about them.
So it's all about you guys. This show is about you. And also, we'll be answering questions throughout the way about what's happening in the stimulus world, EIDL, how to pay off your mortgage, HELOC, and Daniel's got some awesome information about the economy, real estate market. In fact, we have a cool segment that Daniel was able to film with a star from the A&E about the real estate market. So lots of happening today. This is all about you. And we got prizes for you guys. Look at this, $100 gift cards. This is real, okay? And signed copies of our book. And just to show you the authenticity, there's our signatures. And also the limited and one and only, the Kwak Brothers mug. Now, there's actually quite a few of these, but we only made 100 of these mugs. You can't find them in stores. You can't find them in Walmart.
Please take them. I have like 9 of them in my house.
So we're giving away these mugs called Deal Closer, okay? So we got prizes, and we're doing raffles. So I want to give you guys the instructions before we go on and kick off to the content. We got some really cool updates for you guys. Nick, I'm fading away. I don't know.
Check audio. They're saying check audio.
Check audio. Check audio. 1, 2, 3, 4. What are we doing this for? For you guys. For you guys.
It might be with OBS, or yeah, it might have to do with OBS.
And Miguel says too much echo.
Too much. Oh, hey, you know what? The effects are on the board, the soundboard. Turn off.
Hey, sorry guys about the effects. Sam used to be a DJ. I don't know if you guys know this, but he used to be a DJ, and he's used to being. He thought we were at the club. You know, we're at the club, the Kwak Brothers, where we don't serve beer, we serve sake and real estate knowledge and communion wine.
That's funny.
You know what I mean?
Okay, is the echo gone? I hope the echo is gone.
Daniel's audio is good. Sam has an echo.
I have an echo.
Thank
So
you,
my-
Joel Montiel. I don't know who this Joel guy is, but man.
Yeah, so it looks like my channel on the board has an echo.
He's a good man.
All right,
Michael Perez said, he's better now.
Hey, can you turn me up on the headphones, Daniel?
Yeah.
It's better now? Okay. Serato or scratch line? Look at this. Someone's asking me a DJ question. I was a Serato guy. There we go. All right, guys. I think we're good.
Are we good?
Whew. All right, let's get to the raffle.
All right.
Here's the instructions of the raffle, guys. So down below in the link description, we have a link. The link is thekwakbrothers.com/raffle. Again, that's thekwakbrothers.com/raffle. All you have to do is go and submit your first name and email, because we needed to know where and when to send this, right? So go and submit the raffle down below, and then in 10 minutes in, I got some segments for you guys, Daniel as well. 10 minutes in, we'll do our first drawing on our raffle prizes. So we have 3 of these to give away. We got $300 gift cards, 3 of the signed copies of our book, and 3 of the mugs. They're a combo. You get all 3 if you win.
It's a package, like a stimulus package.
It is like a stimulus
We're
package.
giving out stimulus.
Yeah, we're giving you $100 of stimulus.
We're
which is
giving
a
you.
bunch.
Where's Donald Trump, man? I'm giving out
Out
stimulus.
stimulus.
All right, so here's the first segment, and go ahead and start submitting your raffles, guys. I'll be paying attention to our raffle system, where we're going to be seeing your names come through, and we'll go and do a drawing in about 10 minutes. Okay, so let's get to our first segment. I have my program scheduled here as what we're going to talk about. A lot of cool and fun and entertaining stuff today. So I'm going to talk about the stimulus news, what's happening right now, and of course we'll keep you guys updated tomorrow. And then I got some news about the HELOC strategy. If you guys are interested in paying off your mortgage, I got some updates for that as well. And some interesting stories about the EIDO, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. I have some interesting stories on that as well. And Daniel's got some. What do you got, Daniel?
We got some exciting market news, man. Well, we do market news every week. What we're gonna do today is we're actually gonna be doing some training on how these guys can get started and take advantage of what's happening.
Absolutely. So we just want to make sure that the audio is good. Can everyone hear us? Okay, I think we're good.
We're still echoing.
There's still echo, so there's either an effect applied. Okay. There's either
an effect on the echo, or I wonder what kind of echo it is. Maybe.
It sounds like we're in a hall.
Yeah.
From the.
Yeah. Okay. So Daniel, go and tell us what you're covering today.
Well, here's what we're gonna cover today, guys. Right. So while we get some set up, we apologize for this. It's all good, right? All good things has a little bit of thorns to it. But what we're going to cover today is after Sam covers information on the stimulus, the EIDL, we're going to play a 25-minute clip. We're going to interview. It's a recorded clip of myself. We've got Mr. Dave Seymour, who is very good friends with my buddy John, and they own $100 million worth of real estate together. And also my buddy Kevin. And Kevin's actually my primary real estate partner. So him and I own Miati Partners Capital together. That's our company. And we're going to talk about the three of us. I'm going to ask him a flurry of questions on how do we take advantage of what's happening in the market. And both these guys have been investing. They've been in the finance game. They've been in the investment game for 25, 30 years. So they're going to be able to answer these questions because they've lived through the crash before, right? They've lived through the one that happened 12, 13 years ago and the one that happened in early 2000s. They're going to share some wisdom. And after that, I'm going to give you guys about 10, 15 minutes worth of action steps that you guys can literally go out and do right now to take advantage of what's happening or what's going to happen in the marketplace.
Yeah.
Oh, but before we go ahead and do that, guys, I want to talk about Citadel. All right, so Citadel is an organization. It's run by my very good friends, Andy and Kenzie. And if you guys have been seeing my housing market update videos, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's an organization, guys, that brings together the best entrepreneurs, the best business leaders, the best influential individuals, such as politicians, et cetera, you name it. We're bringing it together all in the name of doing good, right? So we've got friends in Africa and Thailand and Asia and, South America, people all over the world, even Europe, guys, and obviously here in the United States, with myself included. We're all coming together. We're getting on Zoom calls. We're getting on webinars, and we're talking about how do we solve the world's biggest problem, right? We're doing it, right? So the link is in the description below, guys, and we're actually matching up to $10,000, right? We're matching up to $10,000 that you guys donate. They only need $60,000 to get this thing up and running for an entire year's worth of projects. So this is exciting. We're doing it efficiently. We're doing it the right way, and we're actually going to help some people, unlike a lot of nonprofit organizations out there, right?
Right.
You kind of get what I'm saying. Okay, go ahead, Sam, with your first segment.
I got 40 of you guys that have submitted your raffle. We're going to cut to the segment, and then we'll come back and draw a raffle. So, let's go and talk about what's happening in the world of stimulus news, stimulus checks and stimulus news. So today, Mark Meadows, which is
the chief of staff at the White House. This is a guy this is the boss guy in the White House who manages the White House staff. Mark Meadows went over to called Nancy Pelosi, and I'll try to keep it, I'm not taking any sides here, right? I want to just report what it is. So Mark Meadows and Nancy Pelosi had a 30-minute conversation today at 2:30 Eastern time, and guess what? It went nowhere. It just kind of it had an impasse, right? That's the word that the media is using to use. So there's no progress right now. Last Saturday, when the House of Representatives passed the Delivering for America Act, several of the both Democrat lawmakers and Republican lawmakers wanted to pass a stimulus package, like a standalone stimulus package, whether that be a $1,200 direct payment, which we saw back in the CARES Act, and they were also pushing to pass the extension of the unemployment benefit of $600 a week. And obviously, what happened was Nancy Pelosi said, hey, no, we're not going to talk about stimulus package. We're going to talk about Delivering for America Act, which is $25 billion funding for a post office. So literally the chance that we had to pass a stimulus package or a stimulus check, whether it be a standalone bill or piecemeal, would have been Saturday. But obviously, one particular person didn't want that to happen. In that person's words, they don't want to pass a standalone bill because it's quote-unquote not strategic. But like I pointed out in one of our stimulus videos, it was kind of ironic that the post office bill was also a standalone bill. so that's what's happening right now with the stimulus package. Keep in mind, guys, September 7th is when Congress will be back in session, and we may see some sort of conversation about stimulus package and stimulus bill. But I will indicate, how does this all affect the real estate market? Well, Daniel can go more into this, obviously, but right now there's approximately 30 to 50% of all tenants are struggling, probably even more. So there's a lot of tenants that are not able to make payments and somewhat struggling financially. So this has an impact on that. So let's go ahead and make our first drawing, shall we? All right, let's make this happen. You guys ready? Drum roll, I guess. All right. We don't have a drum here, so we can't do the drum roll effects. Yeah, don't break the desk, Nick. So we got our Nick. By the way, huge props to our team. We got Katie, Ashlyn, Nick, Hosanna is in the other room monitoring. Joe's also in here, so props to those guys. So let's go ahead and draw first raffle. And here's how we're gonna do it. So I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna shuffle, and the winner is Gabriel. So let's see. Gabriel, your email is Gabriel. Gabriel Hernandez, you won a raffle. Congratulations. So Gabriel, where you at? Put yourself in the comments. Low volume. No more echo. Sounds better. Okay. Where's Gabriel? We need to see Gabriel in the comment section. Made my day. Oh, make my day. That's funny. Do we have Gabriel? Someone's saying the audio is really quiet. So we need to bump it up. Must be my phone. I don't see it. Hey, where's Gabriel at? Gabriel Hernandez. Okay, let me see here. Let me get his email address. I'm not allowed to share email addresses. I keep forgetting. It's Gabriel Hernandez and bunch of numbers at gmail.com. Do we have Gabriel here? Filled it out and left class.
That's what he did, man.
Oh, man. But nonetheless, your audio is perfect level. Perfect. See, we like perfect here. Yeah. Okay, so Gabriel, we're going to send him an email. Obviously, he's not here. So, but
if nobody claims it, we're going to give it to Blake Grigsby.
Yeah. So next go around, if you're not in the comment section, we're giving it away. So make sure you guys. I'm going to put this email down. So, all right, the next round of raffle. Guys, go and submit your raffle right now. Round 2 has begun. So let me just remind you what the prizes are. We got the mug, deal closer mug. There's only 150 of those in the world. A few of them probably broke already. Amazon gift cards, $100 gift cards. These are, you can still see the receipt there. There we go. And signed copies of our 0 to 75 unit book. And there you have it. See, it's like a signature and everything. All right, so let's go and cut to the segment. Daniel, you ready for the next segment?
Yeah, it's going to be a recording, so
I'm going to record.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm probably just going to go to the bathroom while it's playing.
All right. Hey, Blake Grisby put $2 on our super chat. That's pretty cool.
Oh, thank you, Blake. I appreciate that.
All right, so Nick, you ready for the clip? All right, guys, so what you guys are about to watch, again, Daniel is bringing you the latest real estate market news. Go ahead and submit your raffle, and we'll be right back after this segment.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Daniel, and today I have the pleasure of having two brothers here. I'm going to take some time to introduce each of them. I want to first start with Dave Seymour. Now, Dave, you've done a lot of different things. You've done everything from notes, wholesaling to, and now you run a $100 million equity fund. And we have a very good friend in John Dessauer. And you're also a TV show star, Flipping Boston on A&E. And, of course, we got my brother from another mother, Mr. Kevin Tuttle, who's actually my primary real estate partner. Him and I own Miati Partners Capital together. But past the introduction, we've got a lot of things to talk about. Now, I introduced the two of you guys, and I asked the two of you guys to be here as part of our 100,000 subscriber celebration, because there's not two guys I can think of more that understands the market, who has the experience as you guys do. And, of course, Kevin, I'm going to brag on you a little bit because, you're one of my close friends. You spent 25 years in the risk equity space, and you've done a lot of great accomplishments. But I want to ask the both of you guys this question because both of you guys are day in and day out in real estate. You guys both have a lot of experience. You guys are both titans in terms of what you do in your field. Let's go ahead and get right to it to kind of prime the conversation in terms of what can we do as real estate investors and the people watching this to prepare for what's going to happen, the inevitable, downturn that's going to occur. What are your guys' thoughts in a minute or less? What are your guys' thoughts in what's happening right now in the real estate market?
Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. It's the game. Who's going to go first? Well, first of all, Daniel, congratulations on the 100,000 subscribers. That's a major, major milestone.
Yeah, seriously.
It's got to feel good for you, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Now, millions next, right? 100,000. The first 100,000 is the hardest. Millions next. So real quick, looking at the economy in general, not just the housing market, we're in a period of what you would almost consider stagnation. It's crazy out there. We're being floated by more money that's ever been pumped into the U.S. economy than ever before in history. You've got a lot of confusion. every model on whether it's Wall Street or any independent investor has been tossed out the window. Models don't work anymore. There is no model for this. This is unmodelable. So this is what they call the black swan event. So what do you do during this, and what's going to happen in the real estate market? As you said, interestingly enough, it's staying afloat right now. And the question is, how big is the leak in the boat, right? And again, I think that the way we look at directive of the market will be in this stagnation until another event occurs. And Dave alluded to it, and I think we're going to talk about this as it goes on. But Dave, how are you seeing it on your side?
Look, you got it. The whole rule book has been thrown out of the window. And, you know, there's macro mindsets on the market and there's micro mindsets on the market. And we can deploy the same common sense and financial intelligence to both. Macro makes no sense. No GD sense at all, man. I mean, the people out there that are still buying single family homes thinking they're going to flip them in 4 to 6 months and still know what their after repair values are. I mean, it's chaotic. It's absolutely chaotic. You know, on the micro level, I find people with financial intelligence. I find people who have been through a cycle before, and I ask questions. Like, I've been through a cycle, Kevin, you've been through them. You know, we've experienced the downturn in the marketplace, but the rules of the game have changed. I mean, everything. I said this the other day. I was doing some recording in Tampa. We were doing an interview with one of our advisory board members. And I came to this kind of realization, and I think you agree with me. Everything that is up is now down, and everything that was down is now up. It's Alice in Wonderland. So that creates that fear scenario. And I always refer to fear as false education or evidence appearing real, right? So people are holding on to what used to be, thinking that's going to carry them through. Whereas guys like us, you know, we pivot, take a look at the landscape, determine what the next step is, and then get prepared for it. So it's a scary time for you know, just winging it, for want of a better term. You know, if you're out there doing that, be very, very careful. That's kind of the way I look at it.
Yeah. And then Dave, you alluded to, you know, that obviously both you guys have been in the space, in the finance space. You guys have been through a recession, a downturn before. So based on your guys' experience, and I asked this question because I know all three of us have mentors that we talk to on a weekly basis that have been through multiple financial market cycles. So what should we expect? You know, should we expect certain rates to go up and down? Should we expect high default like we saw in 2008? What should we expect here specifically?
Go ahead, Dave.
We're gonna play tennis.
Yeah, we'll go back and forth. We'll go back.
Yeah, man. Yeah, look, I know we're in agreement actually. So look, it's real simple. If you are debating in your head because you're too scared to face reality that there won't be a correction, then go get some therapy because you're gonna need it. It's as simple as that. The correction is gonna come. It's gonna come as soon as the forbearances are lifted, as soon as the renters are demanded to pay rent, as soon as the landlords who have been working their business on a very tight margin realize that they can't make the mortgage payment anymore, and as soon as the bank comes knocking on the door, because the bank has boxes to tick, and they do not have any boxes for COVID. They don't have them. They've never been created before. So they're going to go to their little checklist, and they're going to say, oh, no, we got to foreclose on you. Or bring everything current, bring your loan current, plus the arrearage. And you know, people can't do it. It's unfortunate that the world is structured the way that it is, but the fact that the paycheck to paycheck mentality has been acceptable in society for generations has created, you know, that separation between wealthy and maybe more financially challenged lives that people live. So the correction's coming. What you do to prepare for it, well, that's your decision to make. Like, I know what I'm doing. And I'm sure Kevin's, you know, got his plans in process. So it's coming, man. The tsunami's coming. I was reading an article that Diana Orlick wrote. She's a CNBC, you know, real estate contributor. She's funny. She just regurgitates existing information. I don't think there's any originality in any of this stuff. You know, you find data, twist it, and make it yours. But, you know, these smaller mom and pop multifamily investors are dying on the vine. They've seen a reduction from, I think it was 93% down to 90% in either partially or no collected rents. And they just see that continuing to snowball. So it's not going to be pretty for sure, but you know, I can't control it. I can just prepare for it.
Well, again, I guess I'm just going to second what Dave said. So let me interject and circle back around what he said. So let's give purpose and reason to the education to the people on why we think some of this stuff is happening. And Dave he's spot on, right? This is going to happen. You're going to need therapy if you believe that there's no recession coming. And the question is when. It's not if, it's when. And when is it going to hit? You alluded to a couple things. Rates. You said you wanted to talk rates and you want to talk default. Those two things right now are going to confuse people because I'm going to tell you rates are going to stay low. So people are going to get excited, but I don't want people to get excited right now. I just want them to really understand what's happening out there and get the underlying factor. So you're talking about default rates. We're going to be in an unprecedented default rate period of time. And one of the things a lot of people don't even understand is that there's a lot of servicers out there that have to pay their lenders. I don't know if, there's a lot of your listeners know this, but the servicers if I'm Bank of America, I service my own loans. If I'm Wells Fargo, I service my own loans. However, some people, like if I'm SunTrust, I may sell that out and an SPS may be, being my servicer. Well, servicers are still having to pay the lenders, yet there's a forbearance and now they are not getting paid. So when it's lifted, that people actually can go through and start foreclosing and short selling and saying, hey, I'm going to demand this. And by the way, we can tack it on to the end, but you need to come back into play. And we still have an economy with an unprecedented number of unemployment. And now all of a sudden, it goes 600 to 400 to 200 to 0 is going to be what's going to happen on the unemployment line. Now, you add that all up and you say, okay, what's next? And what's next is going to be huge. So what's next is going to be the greatest wave of short sales in the single family resident market that you have ever seen. And what will be there is an opportunity if you understand what this is about. Now, the other thing about the short sale market, it's very philanthropic. You can help people get out of foreclosure, maybe get them moving expenses, get them into a rental place, but it's going to be a huge, massive market. Don't worry about rates. You're never going to, I'm not going to say never, you're not going to see rates go up for a long time. Okay. So don't worry about rates are going to stay where they're at. They're going to stay low. The economy has to stay. President election, and we're not going to go into that, doesn't matter because they're all putting all the Band-Aids on they possibly can in when this is going to happen. I don't care who wins, it's going to happen. And then the other guy's going to get blamed for it, but that's perfect.
Yeah. Right.
So I think that's really the idea is what are your listeners going to take away?
Yeah. And speaking of our listeners, I think, they're watching this and they're all saying the same thing. First off, they're saying, wow, what a handsome group of gentlemen. They're all very well dressed.
They must be looking at you.
They're all getting
They're not looking at me. I got too much gray up here.
This is 50 years here. This is 50 years of life.
That's right, baby. Well, that's why you guys are on this video. You guys bring the experience. But I think
I just grow that piece in the middle, Kev. It makes it look like there's something there. You got it way too short. You can comb it over if you get creative.
Infomercial for Bosley. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
There you go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. I think a lot of our listeners, they want to know what are you guys doing to prepare for what's coming?
Yeah, great question. Look, sorry, Kevin. I was going to bop back over to you. Go for it, man.
You're good.
All right.
You're
look,
good.
I was listening to you, and Kev, it's so on point. I just this week spoke to an investor / realtor, right? Primarily an investor. Then they got the realtor license because single family housing is exciting right now, right? And I said to him, look, man, if you ask for my advice, here's your speed of implementation. Be the very, very best realtor who knows how to work short sales. That's what I told him. I just had that conversation yesterday. We did it in 2009, 10, and 11. And the people who learned short sale, loan modification, single family investing did exceptionally well. And as you said, they were philanthropic. So that's what I call a speed move. All right. Because these forbearances and these foreclosures, they felt the pain last time. The banks, they're set up this time to not feel the pain. Like I believe they'll move those a lot faster. So that's speed. Now, the other side of the equation is cash flow. Cash flow, pay the bills. Cash flow for the investor, cash flow for the real estate investors as well as the passive investors. So, preparation for us is to control the capital debt. I want to be in charge of the capital. I want to be my own bank, because if I am my own bank, I don't have to play with the same rule book that the restrictions that banks and lenders have, right? So if I'm the bank, I can see an opportunity. We're doing some larger deals, as you know, and the fund is up and running. So we see those opportunities, and we can just move fast with hundreds of millions of dollars. And I don't know if you agree with this, Kevin, but my research is showing me that there is unprecedented amounts of dry powder on the sidelines right now. The amount of money that is moved out of fear from its current, investment strategies is now looking for somewhere to go. My responsibility is to wave my hand loud enough so that people know where to put the capital to get the returns. So, a speedy transactional outlook, as well as a long-term play, because 5-6 years from now, you'll see who the true winners are. 5 or 6 years from today, you'll see who the true winners are. So those are my takeaways on it. I don't know how you feel about it, Kevin, but.
Yeah, I think, well, everything that you're putting together is exactly what we're doing on our side. So short term, you got to look for where you're going to create income in the short term, where you're going to create the opportunity, and invest for the long term. And us, just like you, control the capital, raise the capital. We're on our way to running a multi-$100 million hedge fund, just like you. And one of the things that for the listeners that are on, before this started, we were talking, and Dave mentioned, he says, crisis, that you gotta look at the crisis and what it is. And, if you look at the Chinese symbol, it's danger and opportunity together makes the word crisis. And you can never waste a crisis. The greatest wealth in the world is made in a crisis, but be smart. Know where you're going to go, know where you're going to hit, and know how you're going to hit it. And look at the landscape. And, when you look at the smaller investors, and maybe some of your, 100,000 subscribers may be on the smaller end of the investing scale, remember that there's many, many parts. You may find an opportunity to flip, and you'll be like, this is fantastic. Look, I can buy this house. I can pick it up for less than it was before. But remember, there's another side to that. You have to get rid of the property. It's got to go somewhere to somebody else, right? So you've got to be careful. Yeah. And you've got to look at the market as a whole. You can have all the greatest opportunity in the world, and I can buy all the chocolate I want in the entire world. But if I don't have anybody that wants chocolate, it ain't going to help me, right? So where we look at it is, I'm looking in two spaces. I own a short sale company that processes short sales. And what we do is we feed those through either the wholesale space, or let me tell you another great opportunity that I see. I don't know if Dave agrees with this, but the opportunity for the lease option space is going to be tremendous.
Love it. It's philanthropic, good work, good business, good payday. Love it. Awesome.
Everything. And you can do it for very little money out of pocket. If you do it right and you structure them right, there's very little you have to do. You can help people at the same time, get them into home ownership, and you'll make money on the front, you'll make money along the way, and you make money on the end. So there's no better real estate objective that you can have. And then what we do in our lease option business, we also set them up with free credit repair, so then they know that they can get the house when it's done. That's on the small end. But if you're a big investor, and like Dave was mentioning, controlling the capital is the name of the game. Think about this. He talks about dry powder. He just mentioned that to you guys. Well, the lending laws, the lending regulations are tighter. Everybody's getting scared. So what do? The banks button up their belt. They saw what happened in 08 and 09, and they get spooked really easy. So they tighten the belt straps really quick. So your lending may be a little bit different than it used to be. So you got to prepare, get your investors lined up, make sure you know what you're going to do, talk to your investors, show them risk, show them why the risk has been mitigated. Then you're going to be able to buy in when you see the right opportunity.
Yeah.
Love it.
So we've got lease options. We got, short sales. I'm going to throw owner financing in there because I think it's a long-term rental strategy that kind of mitigates the risk of going through a bank. Are there any other exit strategies or battle strategies that people can implement, our listeners, to take advantage of what's going to occur?
Yeah, one of the things that we did in 08, 09, and you were probably doing the same thing, was we also got very proficient in loan modification strategies prior to the short sale. They fall behind, excuse me, you try and work a loan modification on their behalf, arrearage on the back end, all of the structures that we talked about. there wasn't a lot of capital for us. There wasn't a huge payday for us as investors in low modification, but it was just good business, man. It was really good business to take care of these people because they're hurting. And then I don't know what the percentages were, but it was very high that they would fall out of the loan modification program and end up being a short sale anyway. And to your point, Kevin, there was nothing more beautiful than watching people. Look, if you short sale the house, you can't stay in the house. We all know the rules of short sales, but what you can do is lease option them the house around the corner and just move the other family into that house so that they stayed in the same schools, right? The families lived in the same neighborhoods. And it went from, you know, a mortgage that they couldn't afford to a mortgage or a lease payment that they could afford. So those were a couple of really good strategies that we played out as well. And I saw investors do wonderful things in communities in 08, 9, 10, using that exact same strategy. Love it. Love it.
Me, DK, you want me to answer that? So for your investor group, those are the two primaries in mind. And I think that I'll lead with advice instead of telling you what I'm going to do. So here's my advice. Don't chase two rabbits. You'll never catch them, right? So know what you're going to do. Own that market, own the space in which you're going to operate, and stay in that lane. The lane's going to be huge. Be proficient at it. Be good at it, and attack it. Because if you're saying, well, I'm going to lease option, you know what, then I'm going to flip. You know what, I think I'm going to wholesale this out. You know, there's this opportunity. You're all over the board and you'll never be focused, right? So, and yet I say that and I help run a fund that has 7 different divisions in it. So I don't know, maybe I shouldn't listen to me, but yeah, you know, again, I think that the opportunity is broad based. And for those on the senior level, your investors out there that are stepping up their game and they're players that, you know, they're well into, you know, 250,000 minimum, you know, 2.5 million, 8 figures, they're moving into the real estate space. There's not going to be a better opportunity than multifamily. So what I will lean into is geographics. You've got to know your geographics. Just because I live in Orlando doesn't mean I'm buying in Orlando. Know your farming area and know the business. And you've got a little bit of time. So do your homework and do it now, though. I mean, you don't have that much time. So do your homework now.
Yeah. No, I certainly agree. Let's go ahead and move on to the last question. So obviously a lot of you guys have experience. You know, we all run, you know, large real estate operations. We've done very well for ourselves. But to the individual who's watching this, and maybe they're at the level where, you know, they have to kind of Google what is a short sale. You know, they have to Google what is a loan modification. And, you know, for the individual that's kind of maybe toying around, I'm willing to bet that's a majority of our listeners right now. You know, what specific action steps would you give to those individuals, right? Like, what would you give to the 25-year-old who, you know, maybe read a couple books on real estate, you know, they need to go to a couple platforms and, you know, they're interested, they want to create success. What are some things that they can do every single day, you know, to take advantage of what's going on and build a successful real estate portfolio? And just so there's no confusion, Dave, why don't we start with you?
Thank you, man. Look, I remember the first time I was interviewed on like a CNBC or a Squawk Box show, that the guy kind of asked me the same question. He was coming from a little bit of an arrogant position, and he framed it under this way. He said, other than get yourself a national TV show to be proficient in real estate, what else could you tell people to do? And I just kind of took it with a grain of salt. And if he was in the room, I would have given him a big bear hug. But basically, here's what I said to him, and I'll say it now, Dan, because it's exactly the same, man. Educate, don't speculate, right? You can find all kinds of ways to learn these things. But here's the one thing that I will say, and I think this is important. And to your point, Kevin, when you were describing like the multitaskers that we tend to be, you're kind of like describing the guy chasing the shiny things. And I think that's part of our DNA as entrepreneurs. You know, we're always looking for the next best thing. But I would say this is that you don't have to know everything to do something, right? People go out there and the fear driver again leads them to look for perfection. Well, perfection is the nemesis, if you will. It's the exact opposite of progress, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, I'm just going to say educate, learn, network. You know, you're part of 100,000 subscribers now to a prominent professional real estate investing network. Leverage that. Leverage it however you can. And the other thing, I think I said this the last time we did a call together, Dan, was this, is that find out what your valuable component is in you, whoever you are. Go home tonight and write a list of 10 things that are good about you, that you believe are valuable. For some reason, we're real good at writing a list of all the things we hate about ourselves, right? What would it be like if, I'm great with a computer, I'm great with Excel spreadsheets, I've got a good personality, whatever it is that you do as an individual, write that down and then figure out how you can bring that skill set to the market through, to Kevin's point, short sales, loan modifications. We're running a large fund ourselves. So, we know where the money's going. We've got that experience, but you don't go to bed one person and wake up somebody totally different in 24 hours, right? Put one foot in front of the other, have a little bit of faith, and just keep moving forward. And that it's such a simple message, but it hasn't failed me in my career. So I'm guessing it's not failed either of you guys either. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, good luck.
Right? Yeah. How about we just end with good luck and go to work?
You know what, kid, just to jump in, here's one that I love too. And it was a Chinese proverb, and it was the definition of luck. Like you talked, I was told that the definition of luck is when preparedness meets an opportunity, right? That's that same definition. It's based in Chinese proverbs, I believe. So, a lot of similarities, man. A lot of similarities.
Perfect.
So over to you.
So yeah, I'll leave you with some, I don't know if you did this on purpose, but I run a mastermind of getting to your first deal. And that fear of overcoming that first step, and what rids you of that fear. And one thing is paralysis of analysis, right? So, and Dave just said it, do not assume that you are going to be perfect on everything that you do, but you need to take action. And if you don't take action, you're sitting in your chair, and you have to do that. And if what's stopping you from taking action is this feeling that you have inside, you're like, well, I don't know, maybe I'm going to fail. Well, remember this, is that, failure is the fertilizer that, gives the blossom to the bloom. So, when you're looking at life and you're saying, here's what I need to do, get educated. I don't care how you do it. And I went and I spent a tremendous amount of money getting educated. I knew nothing about real estate, folks. Nothing. Zero. Right? I was in the hedge fund space, and I was a money manager for Wachovia Securities. I mean, you know what? I didn't know anything about real estate, but I knew it was a place that I wanted to be, and I went and I got educated. And once I got that, I just initiated and took action. So that's what you have to do. Overcoming your fear and getting the confidence is nothing but practice. Talking to as many people as you can. Dave just said it. You are involved with 100,000 subscribers with the Kwak Brothers. Utilize that. Understand that those are people that you can talk to, and you should be talking to, because that's how you are going to grow, how you can articulate value to the next person. And once you start talking the language, you're going to feel it, and it's going to be very easy to get that foot out the front door. A lot of people sit at the kitchen table with a cup of coffee, looking out the window saying, you know what, I could climb that mountain too. And you know where they are tomorrow morning? Sitting at the same kitchen table. So you got to make a choice, right? You got to get up and walk out the door.
What's interesting, Kevin? Or they don't. And then 6 years from now, they look over their shoulder and they go, what the hell just happened? Right?
Right.
Because they weren't in action, right? Implementation, educate, and then implement. Love it, man. You got me all jacked up. I want to go.
Right, I'm ready to go. Let's go to work.
Right.
Let's go to work.
ready to go.
Yeah. I think there's that quote, right? It says some people, wish it would happen. Some people make it happen. And then the third person says, what happened?
That's right. That's right.
Right. What just happened?
Right.
I don't know what
Exactly
happened.
right.
Hillary Clinton said that.
Yeah. That's right. I love that. Exactly. Well, I thank you so much, both of you guys, for being here. I mean, I genuinely, love and care for both of you. You guys are awesome friends of mine. And, to kind of put my 2 cents in there in that last question, I'd say do what the three of us are doing right now. Have a mastermind, have a network of people who are like-minded, who are all in the same space. You're feeding each other ideas, and you're pumping each other's creativity. You're motivating each other and supporting each other. This is the way to do it. I mean, every single one of us here, have great amounts of experience and knowledge and wisdom that we could share with every single one of you. It's time for you guys to do the same thing. So in all sincerity, what about a virtual round of applause to both these guys for joining us? And I'm sure both of you guys, of course, will be joining us in future YouTube videos. And when we have that 1 million, subscriber celebration, I'm definitely going to bring you guys back, whether it's a year from now, 2 years from now, whatever that may be. you know, I definitely want you guys back, and we'll do something very similar.
Sounds
Appreciate
great.
you.
Thanks for
Thanks,
having us.
man.
Yeah,
See ya.
thank you guys.
And welcome back, everybody. So I hope you guys enjoy that content. Daniel, what do you think of your own content?
It was great. I wore the same shirt on purpose.
All right. Well, guys, so just as we mentioned in the comment section, we're going to go ahead and draw another round of raffle prizes. So just a reminder, what you guys are getting is the $100 gift card from Amazon. The signed version of the 0 to 75 units book. As you can see, let me just make sure that this is authentic. There we go. And a mug from us, right? Coffees for closers. There we go. So let's go and draw, and we're going to go right into another segment here. So let's make a draw. Drum roll, please. Virtual drum roll, right? And the winner is... I can't believe it. I can't believe it. You jinxed it.
Did I really?
Yeah.
It's the power of prayer.
Evelyn Halsey, you are the winner. All right, Evelyn. So you are the winner of $100 gift card.
Oh my. Ew.
So we have reports from our secret source.
No,
that-
you can't say that. Don't
All right,
ruin that
all right,
girl's life,
okay.
man. Come on.
All right, guys. Okay, Evelyn, congratulations for winning the $100 gift card, signed copy of our book, and also a mug to go and celebrate your success of winning. So there you
Uncanny. What are the chances?
All right, we'll explain why we're laughing later. All right, guys. So there's still one more chance of winning a $100 gift card as well as a signed copy of the book and a mug. So go ahead.
You know what? I'm gonna throw this in right now. For the last draw, I'm gonna include in there 1 hour of free consultation.
Ooh.
1 hour of free consultation with either one of us.
Ooh. Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna throw that in there right now.
Folks, that was not part of the program.
This is so off the rocker.
It's like, sir, we're about to sell the entire United States over to you guys. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next segment, which a lot of you guys have been a huge fan of this content, and this is honestly this is the content that probably drove us to 100,000 subscribers. So we're gonna talk about HELOCs. Right? Everybody loves HELOCs, right? So here's the latest news and update I have for you guys, and I've been kind of saving this for the live celebration show. I didn't want to make a video about it, but I probably will. Not a big update. So the update right now is that with the home equity line of credit, and I'll answer some of the questions that you guys have about that. I've seen some questions in the comment feed. Right now, not only just HELOCs, but also refinance mortgages, new purchase finances, it takes roughly 45 to 60 days now. Now, typically when you go and get a mortgage or go get a HELOC, depending on what HELOCs you get, it could be as fast as a week or it could be up to 30 days. Well, with the unprecedented amount of volume of refinances and new applications coming in, banks are taking longer than the normal time frame to close and approve a home equity line of credit. Now, this has to do mainly because of the absolutely ridiculously low interest rates right now with the mortgage, and I'll cover that as to how that works with paying off your mortgage faster with a HELOC, right? Is it worth to get a HELOC to ultimately pay off your mortgage faster as well when we can just go and refinance at a very low rate? So I'll address that question, so you may want to stick around for that. So that is the HELOC update in the news, and I do want to make a quick plug. If you guys are interested in getting my help in helping you paying off your mortgage faster with our amazing program that we have, down below is a link where you can go and sign up for a consultation, which, by the way, we have a free discovery call that we're giving away, a 45-minute free call, guys, to find out if you're a good candidate and a fit to be able to pay off your mortgage faster. So down below, there's a link, acceleratedbanking.com/consulting. Again, that's item number 3. acceleratedbanking.com/consulting. Sign up for a free 45-minute consulting call, or discovery call to see if you're a good fit. All right, Daniel, what do you have for us for the real estate market and economy update?
Yeah, for sure, guys. So we're going to kind of do a continuation from what you guys saw in that recording with Dave Seymour and Kevin Tuttle, who's, again, my real estate partner. And, guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video. We're actually going to release that recording of myself, Dave, and Kevin. We're going to release it as a separate video so that you guys guys can watch it again, whenever you guys want, wherever you guys want, to really have that knowledge soak in. But I want to continue from that and give you guys some advice, a real quick 5-10 minute training on what I would do, actually. And this is a question that I get a lot, right? And, during that video, during the recording, I had the opportunity to be the moderator, whereas I didn't give an opportunity to myself to really answer my own questions. So what we're going to do now for the next 5-10 minutes is kind of an opportunity for me to share with you guys, what would Daniel do if he was in the beginning of his career right now and he wanted to grow a rental real estate portfolio? By the way, guys, I see a lot of people in the comments saying that they want a copy of the book. By the way, guys, I don't know if you know this, but if you actually check in the link in the description below, there is actually a link to get the book. And Sam, how much does it cost?
It is free, actually. All you have to do is pay for shipping, $9.95, and usually typically ship it out with our distribution team. So
yeah,
this is the book. You guys could go grab the book. This is, unfortunately, you won't be getting the signed copy, but at least you get something better, which is the knowledge that you can use to go in and also grow your rental property portfolio as well.
100%. Or you could just forge my signature. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like it's a crime or anything.
Yeah.
But seriously, it's a free book, guys, as Sam announced, right? He's growing his hair out. He's going to age 50 years and change his last name to Sanders because he's giving out free stuff. That's exactly what we're doing here today at the Kwak Brothers.
Hey,
so
man, the only guy that I like with the last name Sanders is the guy that made Kentucky Fried Chicken.
That's right, KFC, Korean fried chicken, the best fried chicken there is on the
Yeah.
east side of the Mississippi. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about real estate, guys. So I've been doing a lot of research, obviously, because these are volatile times. Things are going crazy out there in the real estate market. Matter of fact, I read the National Association of Realtors. They put out a magazine. Now, guys, I am not a licensed professional for a multitude of reasons, right? If you guys want to have that discussion with me, right, put it down in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts, because there's a big debate on should you get a license, should you not. I chose not to for my own reasons. But, I take a look at a lot of their magazines and a lot of their articles because they produce a lot of great data. And, well, right now, obviously, this statistic, the fact that 15.5% year-over-year increase in pending sales. If you look at the month of July and also some parts of August, we're seeing 15.5% increase in pending home sales. And not only that, but homes are literally, for the first, honestly, they're not staying on the market for very long.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like our book, people are just buying. It's crazy. So
Buying a lot of it, yeah, of course.
That's exactly right. So of course that begs the question, right? Daniel, should you buy real estate right now? In my opinion, there's ways you can do it. Generally, that answer is no, right? If you're buying properties for investment purposes on the market, I would highly, highly advise against that, right? But if you have a lot of great off-market strategies to do so, which one of them being is I actually developed a relationship with a property manager. Now, this is one of the techniques that is in the book. I break it down in a very thorough way. But right now, one of my favorite ways of finding off-market deals have been actually making a relationship and building a relationship with the local property manager. And now you might say, Daniel, why would you do that? Well, imagine this, right? I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a metaphor. Let's say that you're a young 25-year-old single person, right? Whether you're male, female, right? And you're looking to find someone to spend the rest of your life with, right? You're looking for that special someone that you could watch the movies with and sit down next to them on the couch on a Friday night and watch the Kwak Brothers, right? You're trying to figure who that person is. Well, let me ask you guys this. Would you rather have a choice between having an app, like a dating app, such as, I don't want to give out free promos, so I'm not going to name any names.
Yeah, we need to start taking sponsorships.
That's what we're going to start taking
here,
sponsorship. Right? That's right. I'm looking at you, Seat Geek, right? I want to give away Teslas too. So would you guys rather have those dating apps where you're kind of just scrolling through profiles, going through hundreds and hundreds of dates, or would you rather have like a close friend, right? Like this friend knows everything about you. You guys grew up together, and he goes up to you, or she goes up to you and says, hey, you know who you'd be perfect for, right? My friend, her or him, right? Or whatever fits your rowboat, I guess. And, they say, this person is this person is that. And based on my knowledge of both of you guys and your personalities, I really think you guys would be a fantastic fit. Now, if the objective, right, is to find a lifelong partner to spend the rest of your life with, which one would you rather have, and which one will be more successful, right? I think a lot of people would say the second option? Well, in many ways, it's like having a relationship with the property manager. Well, why is that? Because, well, one of the biggest problems and mistakes and red flags that people don't avoid in real estate is that the lack of due diligence, right? They just get that profit and loss statement from, or the offering memorandum from the broker or the seller, and they say, well, that's enough, right? Well, guys, is it true that they could hedge those numbers just a little bit, right? Now, is it ethical? No. But could they do it without you knowing? The answer is an astounding yes. Well, if you build a relationship with the property manager, they have records of that property for years. They know how that property performs. They know how oftentimes that property goes through an eviction. And better case, it's a win-win scenario, right? So what I actually did in the beginning of my career, and this is exactly what I would do if I were you guys right now, because you don't need to be a real estate genius to build a relationship with a person, right? Anybody can do that. I can do that. Sam can do that, right? Everybody in this office can do that, right? And the millions watching at home, you guys can do it as well, right? So build a relationship with the property manager, win-win scenario. Where does a win-win come for that person, right? I know the win for me, right? I get a flow of off-market real estate properties, investment properties for the rest of my life, as long as I have a relationship with this person. Where's the win with the property manager? Well, you got to ask the property manager, imagine, if you will, right, a scenario where you never lose any units under your management ever again, right? What do I mean by that? Well, next time one of your clients wants to sell a real estate building, single family house, whatever it may be, give me a call first, because I'm a qualified buyer, right? I hear my investors that I raise money from. You know, here's my team, here's my contractor, attorney, which, by the way, guys, I solely believe before you do your first deal, you need to have three things. You need to have resources, the capital to actually execute the deal, the tools to manage it, right? You need to have team. You need to have somebody like a mentor, somebody in your corner to tell you, hey, have you looked at this? Have you tried this yet? Let's run the numbers together. You need to have a contractor, a maintenance guy, attorney, inspector, appraiser, you name it. And you also need to have knowledge, right? Which is why, again, Sam and I, we're giving you the book for free, right? I mean, I literally spent a year, right, staying up till 2 a.m. in the morning, writing that book, right? Lisa got super mad at me because I wouldn't come to bed. But it's all for you guys, right? Because we want to help. So those are three things. So the win-win is that the property manager gets to hold on to managing that unit forever. And worst case scenario, if it doesn't work out between you and the property manager, well, guess what? Everybody, especially if you're managing property, you have to have a managing broker's license. So they can actually get a commission by being the broker and brokering that deal as well. All right, so those are quick 10, 15-minute tips based on today's market and what Daniel would do if he was still a beginner today.
Cool. Oh, yeah, awesome, Daniel. And appreciate you sharing that. Obviously, if you guys have any questions, go and drop them down below. So we got one more segment before we go to the Q&A. And I want to share this because this is actually really interesting. And I feel really bad for a couple people because of this. So what's happening is we've been covering in our channel for the last 2 or 3 months about the EIDL, which is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. Now, this loan was given out to businesses that have suffered because of the coronavirus pandemic. Now, unfortunately, with the EIDL program, it also came with some, let's say, abuse. Part of the EIDL program was a $10,000 grant for businesses, and let's just say that the grant was super easy to get. I mean, you could just probably lie on the application and you got the grant. So we just got a report from CBS 12 that SBA, in conjunction with obviously governing entities that have the jurisdiction to do this, are now making charges for fraud cases as well as arresting individuals for basically lying on the application, saying that they have a business and when they don't. We have a particular Florida resident that got a $1.1 million loan, applied for a $1.1 million loan, claimed that they had $800,000 of income in their beauty supply business with 18 employees. Well, the U.S. Attorney Office obviously didn't buy this. And obviously, this individual, 2 individuals actually, were prosecuted and probably will have to spend some time in jail. Unfortunately, not being able to drink out of our cups here or read our books. So, guys, don't lie. The lesson of this, is this: don't lie in your banking application. Not even your credit card applications. I know it's so easy to get away putting it on a credit card application saying that you make $1 million. right? Which if you do, great, awesome, go and put that down. But if you don't, guys, just be honest. It's a serious crime when you're messing around with bank applications, credit applications, no matter how small or minuscule it may be. Here's, we have some examples. Another one is Business Journal just reported this as well. We have an individual that defrauded the federal government for $414,000. That's insane. $414,000. You take $414,000 from the government on a basis of lie. Yeah, you probably will go to jail. So it was a gentleman. I'm not going to say the name just to protect the individual, but it was a gentleman, 31 years old, Trinity in Randolph County in North Carolina. Has applied for 2 EIDL loans and PPP, Paycheck Protection Loan, in June and April, and claimed that he had 20 employees and obviously made up a bunch of numbers. And clearly, this person is going to jail. So, with that being said, that's all our segments today. So let's go answer some questions that we have. I know we don't have a whole lot of time, but first, should we do a draw? Should we do a raffle draw, or should we do a raffle draw after the question? What do you guys think? Raffle draw after the question or before the question?
Let's see what they value more.
Yeah.
The knowledge or the money.
There we go. This is a test. Go ahead, guys. Comment down below. What do you guys want to do? Raffle before questions or after the questions? Okay. Dino says now. Before, please. Okay. John says
He wants the money.
after, both. After the questions. Okay. Okay, we got a lot of afters.
All right, let's go with after.
All right, we
Yeah.
got a lot of afters. All right, so let's go ahead and answer some questions. So let's go top.
Q&A. We got real estate. We got
Yeah.
EIDL, stimulus,
Yeah,
velocity banking.
Yeah,
we
got a
got
couple here.
housing
so.
market news.
So the first question I got from Michael Perez, and we'll knock him down as much as possible. So
Right.
with the rates being so low, is it worth to refinance even if you're doing velocity banking or AKA accelerated banking? So Michael, the answer to the question is it depends. It depends on where you're at now. And also keep in mind that if you refinance your mortgage right now, no matter what the rate is, you're resetting your amortization clock back into a 30-year, if you're doing a 30-year fix, that is, you're resetting back into a front-loaded interest zone again, meaning all the work that you've done counts for nothing. So again, it depends on where you're at. If you just had your loan maybe originated 3 months ago, maybe, but even in that case, there's so much case for the HELOC strategy that refinancing is it's almost irrelevant. Put it this way. If you use the strategy, not only do you pay off your mortgage faster, you save some money along the way, but also gives you liquidity, which what we've been talking about so far is if you want to invest in real estate, the first lien HELOC gives you that flexibility down the road to be able to tap into your equities so you can go invest in more real estate. And also when, if you don't have any plans to get into real estate, maybe you just want to stay safe, then you can dip into the first lien HELOC just in case of a financial recovery, a recession or adverse situation. Okay. All right. Next question is Marco St. John. How do you guys feel about the future of San Diego, California's residential housing market? Daniel, you got something?
Yeah, so obviously if you try and buy a 100 square foot shack, it's going to cost you $1 million. So, let's look at just regular supply and demand, and here's my rule for looking at real estate markets, period, right? I don't care if it's California, I don't care if it's Osaka, Japan, I don't care if it's the North Pole, right? You always have to look at two things. And I'm going to quote the great Sam Zell, who's, by the way, guys, if you're a real estate junkie like I am and you love studying about different investment vehicles, go look up a guy named Sam Zell, right? He's got phenomenal books and great videos, and he's somebody who I one day want to meet. But he always says, right, whenever you look at a real estate market, you have to look at the supply and demand, right? If you take care of the downside, the upside will always take care of itself. So let's go ahead and look at California as a whole, right? Because I think a lot of cities in California are very much kind of in the same boat, right? What's happening with California is you have a lot of individuals who are wealthy that are currently leaving. Matter of fact, I think California and Illinois are the top two states right now with people leaving. People are leaving the state, and they're moving primarily, right? The numbers show number one is Texas, number two is Arizona, Utah is in that mix, Idaho is in that mix as well, Oklahoma is kind of on the tail end of that list, but those 5 states, a lot of people are leaving, and they're moving to those states, right? So what does this tell me? When you have a lot of individuals, particularly with money, what happens to taxes? What happens to the income that these state governments are getting? They go down, right? And by the way, guys, typically state governments don't accept for income to go down. They're going to make it up with something. They're going to create some type of tax. They're going to create some way, shape, or form, right? So if you're talking about the housing market in California, for me personally, I wouldn't buy there right now, particularly because I still think houses right now are very much overinflated, right? And if you look at the supply and demand curve with the amount of people that's leaving, I'm not as confident. And not only that, historically, right, if you look at the last real estate market, if you look at the East and the West Coast, right, typically a lot of real estate in the Midwest, right, generally and comparatively speaking, they don't fluctuate as much in terms of value. If you look at properties in California and the coast, right, East Coast, West Coast, a lot of those properties do tend to fluctuate, especially whether it's an apartment complex, whether it's a house, whatever it is, residential real estate, commercial real estate. A lot of those properties tend to fluctuate. And for me, I'm a long-term investor. My philosophy is do something today that you 5 years from now will thank yourself for. So to kind of answer your question, I'm not as confident. I'm very bearish, I guess you could say, right?
Yeah.
On the California.
Yeah,
housing
so we're gonna
market.
have to do some rapid fire answering because if you answer the question that way for all the questions here, we're gonna be here till 9.
Fair enough.
So we're gonna do some rapid fire, and I apologize, we should have made more time for the Q&A, but let's do some rapid fire. And
Yeah, go ahead.
A couple
Yeah.
sentences, right?
Yeah.
And we've got quite a bit of questions, so we'll try to get through all of them as much as possible. We're at 8:03 Central, so we gotta scramble. All right, Miguel Lopez, real quick. Do you think it is a good time to invest in short-term rentals?
No, not yet, because we haven't seen the hit in the short term. So landlords are not as motivated. And typically, if you want to do arbitration, you need a motivated landlord. And also with all this pandemic, not yet.
Okay, next, with all the foreclosures coming, does that mean there's going to be a surge in people looking to lease?
Yes. So as you saw in Dave Seymour's comments, right, he says one of the biggest strategies is a lease option. So
Your risk models, yeah.
yeah, so I'm staying away with anything that pretty much has a population decline, along with. Plus, if you look at eviction moratoriums, historically speaking, you know, anytime a tenant pool has had trouble paying rent, it's typically Class C. Typically, those are your tenants who work blue-collar jobs that typically get fired first. So risk, a lot more risk in Class C, depends on what you're investing in.
What's your eviction on the eviction moratorium from a landlord's perspective and an investor's perspective? I'll give you my one sentence. I think it's needed to a certain degree, but also you got to take care of the landlords as well, because if you take the incentives away from the landlord, that's how you destroy the real estate market. So that's my little quick spiel on that. Daniel?
Let's go to the next question. I think that was a good answer.
All right, let's go. Move on. Keep on going. Would you recommend purchasing a rental as your first home purchase?
Yeah, well, it depends on your finances, obviously. It's just a matter of, do you want something that's going to give you income, or do you want something that's going to take away income?
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I want to get into doing some clean outs on some of those upcoming foreclosures. Any quick ideas? I'm not sure.
Yeah, quick tip. By the way, I get this question a lot. A lot of people who want to take advantage of the recession, start building a relationship with the bank right now. Raise capital right now. Make yourself bankable right now. Get that debt to income ratio as low as possible. And overall, number one, build a relationship with the bank.
Okay. Next person saying, hey, we love your show and podcast. What bank did Melvin Johnson get a secure loan for the 5 to 8 times the amount with the credit partner? So right now, that bank, I don't know what your name is, but that bank is no longer offering that line of credit anymore because of the pandemic. So we'll let you guys know when that line of credit comes back into the market. Wow, we got way more questions than I thought. All right, I think we're going to have to cut it off in 2 or 3 more questions, and we'll have to do a drawing, and then we'll kind of wrap up the call here. So let's take 1 or 2 more questions, and then we'll wrap it up. Let's see who has the next 2 questions. I'm just going to randomly pick one.
Yeah.
What exactly do you look for when doing market research to reach the point of high confidence in that market?
Yeah. So number one, supply and demand. How many people are going in? What are the demographics of those people? How many people are going out? You know, what are we looking at in terms of capital structure, capital markets? You know, is there a lot of money going into new builds? You know, what type of information am I getting in terms of certain municipalities? How many permits have been pulled for improvements or developments? Because it doesn't matter if you're investing in a market where there's a lot of people moving in, if there's 5,000 more units being built in that area and you're just a small fish in a tank full of sharks, right? So one of the best ways to do that and monitor is call up the municipalities, see what type of permits were pulled on new development and also improvements.
All right, last question we're going to take for the night, and I apologize if we couldn't get to your question, but if you'd like to interact with us, we have a Facebook group dedicated for you guys, so that is actually down below as well. And if you guys want to take this relationship to the next level, we also have a coaching program if you guys want to apply for that. We actually have a couple slots just open today, so go and take advantage of that. All that is down below. Okay, one more question. The last question we'll take for tonight is going to be from Live Talk. Hi, guys. How is this lumber shortage going to affect new home builds and prices in Texas in the next few months? And I think that's just generally United States.
Yeah, it's going to be so fun fact, price of lumber has doubled year over year.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at going from 354 now. At last time I checked, it was at 756.
Yeah.
Mainly because it's a lot of things, right? Pandemic, a lot of restrictions and things coming in and out, right? The trade between U.S. and Canada. What it's going to do, right? What is the lumber shortage going to do? Well, it's going to make building a home a lot more expensive, right?
Yeah.
A lot of that translates into, right? And plus it triggers, right? Once you have a lumber shortage, AKA you're waiting a longer time for your materials to get in, then it prolongs the ability for the contractor to work. It's more expensive, and then some materials run out. Right? You lose a couple people on the job because they're going to other jobs. It's a chain reaction. So ultimately, to answer your question, it makes the cost of building a home a lot more expensive. But right now, with the shortage in inventory and it being a total seller's market, you may make up that yield.
Okay, all right, guys. That's it for all the questions. Let's go to the last raffle drawing of the show of the night. So let's go and drum roll, please. Pew, 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 pew. And the winner is Brandy. So let's go and look at Brandy's emails just so that we can identify her. So it's Loves Coco. Brandy, are you here? Are you still here?
Is Brandy here?
Brandy
drinking a brandy.
No, we're not talking about the alcohol. This is me, Matt Callahan. That's you,
Matt.
Right.
Are you having a confusion?
Son,
Are you having some?
Matt might be identifying as Brandy today.
Mm.
Brandy, where are we at? Is she still
Where's
here?
Brandy?
Must be present to win. Yeah, right. So I think we established that rule already. Brandy doesn't sound like a Geraldine. Nice. Where's Brandy?
Should
Brandy
we do
not
another
here?
one?
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going away. All right. Okay, Brandy. Sorry, you did not win.
I feel so bad for Brandy.
You must be present. It's like the real raffle, guys.
Yeah,
Come
you
on.
got to be here.
Yeah,
Come
you
on.
can't be in the bathroom, while the raffle is going on.
I feel so
okay?
cheap.
All right. Redo. Yes, we will do a redo. Okay, here
All
we
right,
go.
redo. Here we go.
All right. All right, here we go. Drum roll again. All right, the winner. Michael Perez.
Michael Perez.
You are the winner. Michael Perez, where you at?
Hey.
Michael Perez, show yourself. Identify yourself here. Marcos St. John's is Platos. I'm actually in the bathroom. Nice. Nice. Thanks for letting us know. Michael Perez, are you still in the room?
Michael Perez.
Are you still in the
By the
Facebook
way,
Live?
while we're looking for Michael Perez, has anyone noticed that Sam sounds a lot like Ben Shapiro when he talks?
Do I?
Yeah. You see the EIDL loan with Congress. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Hey, man, that's how smart people talk.
That is how smart people talk.
Michael Perez, where you at? At least he doesn't sound like Alex Jones. The globalist. Yeah. Michael Perez, where you at? Oh my! Why are these people leaving? Come on, you are literally banding your $100 opportunity here. Okay, all right. Another countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll.
He was here. He asked a question.
He asked a lot of questions, and he was out.
He must be gone. Oh no!
All right, Michael. Here we go. Third time is the charm.
Third time's the charm.
Let me tighten up my microphone. I may have to unplug. Hold on one sec. This is like bothering me.
Why don't you just? All right, you could just hold it. We're all watching him do this.
The real raffle winner is me. All right. Anyways, okay. Let's do this.
All right.
that
Third
one more
time's
time.
a charm.
All right.
We
Michael
got this.
Perez did not show up. Oh man. Here we go. Okay. Again, drum roll. Oh man. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, he's here.
Oh, he's here?
Michael's here.
Michael's here. Hold on. What happened, Michael? Did you go to the bathroom?
No, Michael was temporarily Brandy for a while.
Michael went to the bathroom. you got to hold it in. So you got to hold it in for the $100. It's totally worth it. Come on. All right, Michael, congratulations. You are the winner for tonight.
Michael.
You won the $100 gift card as well as the signed copies of our books as well as the mug.
You know what?
Yeah.
We also owe him a free 1-hour consultation.
Oh, we do.
We included that in there, Michael.
We do. Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been the show for tonight. I appreciate all of you guys. We thank you so much. I mean, the journey to the 100,000 subscribers, very interesting. Here's to the next 900,000 subscribers, and we'll do these live shows often. And also, coming very soon, this is like secret between all of us here. Very, very soon, we're going to be launching a new show idea. Dana, do you want to let him know?
No, you go ahead. I'll say some
know?
final remarks, but I want you to introduce the idea.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Our show idea?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So the show idea that we're going to be launching very soon, we're going to be doing, it's kind of like a Shark Tank show, but for real estate deals. So what's going to happen is people are going to come and they're going to pitch the deal, and we're going to go ahead and analyze the deal, right? We're going to beat the person to their death, and we're gonna, just kidding, figuratively speaking. And then we're going to go and tell them if it's a deal or no deal. And if it's a deal, we may potentially fund it.
Right. So it'll be like Shark Tank, right? Where the guy's going to come in and says, "Hi, Sharks, right? I've got this 32-unit building deal. You know, we're asking for $300,000 for 40% of the deal, right? And we're pretty much going to do it. And obviously, we have to talk to attorneys, make sure it's legal, make sure we're able to do it. But that's the show concept that we want to do. So let us know, guys, if that's what you guys want to see. And if you guys even want to be on the show, I mean, what a great way. It's super entertaining.
Yeah.
So last but not least, guys, thank you guys so much. This journey has been absolutely amazing, right? It's been so fun to do this with our team, especially to do this with my brother. It's been so fun. And I'm here to announce that for 1 million subscribers, I'm going to announce it right now.
Okay.
For when we hit 1 million subscribers, we're giving away a Tesla.
We're giving away a Tesla?
We're going to give away a Tesla.
Don't you think by then we'll have a better vehicle, like, I don't know, flying rocket ships?
We're going to give away a Tesla. At 1 million subscribers, we're going to give away a Tesla.
Give away a Cybertruck? I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, guys, wrap it up tomorrow morning. Be here for the latest stimulus check update. We're going to come back tomorrow, and you guys have a great rest of the night. Appreciate, love all of you guys.
Thank you, guys. See ya.